Hey, yo, what's going on, man? My name is Kyren Monteiro, man. Here with Frequency Canvas, man. And I'm here to give y'all another tips from the Canvas, which is a part of our new audio production educational platform called Canvas Academy. And as part of the pre-launch, the soft launch for the platform, I'm gonna start doing these tips and for audio engineers, music producers, recording artists, anybody that may need audio production that's going to be learning from us. I want to give y'all some tips. So this is tip number 3, and this is called actually build and run a real business. All right. Let me say that again. It's going to be called actually build and run a real business. Look, man, I got this thing all pretty. Look at that. I got the Frequency Canvas logo all. Look at that, man. I got all of these notes for y'all right here. I promise y'all, we ain't gonna be too long, man. I think first off, check out the website, frequencycanvas.com for high-end audio production services like mixing and mastering and podcast production. And then check out our educational website called Canvas Academy, which is canvasacademy.net, presented by Frequency Canvas. All right. So I think that there's a lot of people online on YouTube and different social media platforms that are teaching really great stuff about audio production, right? And quite honestly, I'm grateful for some of the cats who are doing it. I'm not gonna shout no names out because there's too many people, but there are a lot of platforms, a lot of different companies who are a part of the audio community, content creators, online schools, real schools. There's so many different places that people can learn. And I think that that's dope. But part of the problem that I see is a lot of times people don't talk about the business. We might talk about how to make a kick drum sound good, how to EQ a vocal, how to compress a vocal, how to make a guitar wider, or how to make an 808 knock harder, and or how to get subs, and like it's all of this type of stuff. But very rarely do I hear about people talking about running a real business. A good friend of mine, somebody who I consider a business mentor in my local city here in Indiana, his name is Keenan Davis. He currently runs and owns a State Farm insurance agency and office here in my city in the state of Indiana, but also has done some other stuff. Very educated, ran big corporate companies, and I've heard him say more than once, but recently he said something again in one of our conversations, and he was like, there's a lot of people who are doing business transactions, but they're not running and building real businesses. Let me say that again. There's a lot of people who are doing business transactions, but they're not running and building a real business. And so that's where, kind of this tip comes from, of actually building and running a real business. So before your audio engineer, before your mixing engineer, master engineer, you are a CEO and a president of your business. You are a founder of your business. You are a business owner before you're anything. And I think that I see a lot of people, anybody can go buy gear, right? Anybody can go buy equipment. I know there's people in my city, people in different states. I know so many people in this industry, and I see a lot of people who are close and afar to me that buy gear and just throw services up on social media, and hey, come spend some money. And they think just because maybe they went to register the LLC, or maybe just because they got a logo made, or set up just a dedicated Gmail for the quote unquote business, that's running a real business. And it's not. You're just offering services. You're just being transactional, but you're not being operational. You're not building up. And so what I did is, when I look at an audio production company that's offering recording, mixing, and mastering services, I think about, there's so much more, because you can talk about sales, you can talk about marketing. Marketing is a whole beast of its own. But the day-to-day operations and what's necessary, the foundations and day-to-day operations of an audio production company, I thought about 5 different phases of business, right? And I want to move through these as quickly as possible. That's why I got, my phone, because it's a lot. There's no way I would have remembered all this. But phase 1 is the legal structure of your business. So the legal structure and the structure of your business. Now, I live in the United States of America. So here in the United States, a very popular form of being incorporated is called an LLC, which is a limited liability company. In almost all cases, it makes sense for most people to go this way instead of like the traditional C corporation. You get double taxed. You got to have a board of directors. But a LLC, a limited liability company, it offers that corporate protection so that the owners are separate up from the business, and the business has its own assets and things like that. So LLC makes sense. So let's talk legal structure first. So in most cases, you need to be registered in your state for an LLC, right? That's just common sense. Second thing that's definitely necessary is a tax ID number or EIN, employer identification number. Third is your business bank account. And most people are smart enough to do that. They're going to go get registered, get their articles of organization from the Secretary of State. They're going to get their EIN/tax ID from the IRS. That's free. It takes minutes online. It's not hard. And then they're going to go to the, whatever local bank that they probably personally bank at already and get their business account. Next, that a lot of people miss out on is an operating agreement. So when you get incorporated, like a corporation has shareholders agreement and bylaws. So basically an operating agreement for an LLC is kind of your shareholders agreements and your bylaws wrapped in one document, which is pretty dope. Do your research on those. They have lawyers. They have places like LegalZoom, Rocket Lawyer. There's different places online that have templates. It's probably best to go to a lawyer, though, for sure. And then kind of the last thing in the first phase of the structure of business is business insurance. Now, if you are like us, we currently have our facility downtown in my city. It's not in my house. I'm not running the business in my house. So I definitely want business insurance physically for all of the gear in the different rooms. We want business insurance just in case something happens to the building itself. We also want business liability insurance for if there's a lawsuit for the company. That's very important at the end of the day. Currently, we have ours through State Farm. But yeah, it's not very expensive, just depending on what you need. But even if you're running your business from home, liability insurance is important because you could be in a lawsuit. I mean, don't think that you're above that. You could be in a lawsuit, right? Phase number 2. Business identity. This is where I see a lot of people start falling apart at. After, some people have 3 of the 4 of phase 1, but phase 2, the business identity. I see a lot of quote unquote CEOs start falling apart here, right? So number 1, I know this seems common sense, but everybody doesn't have this stuff. Company logo. It's so important for your business to have a company logo, man. That's just common sense. Number 2, a mission statement. You should have a mission statement for your business that you can articulate to yourself, to your staff, and to your clientele base and your customers, period. And number 3, vision statement. Same thing. You should have a vision statement that you can look at, that your team can look at, and that your clients and customers can look at. Number 4, company website. A Facebook page is not enough. A TikTok page is not enough. A Twitter, X, whatever it's called now, is not enough. A LinkedIn page is not enough. You should have a professional website for your business, point blank, period. I think that it is a joke to be a professional business trying to attract clients and customers to come spend money and you don't have a professional website. I think it makes you look like a joke as a business owner and your business. Number 5, company emails. There's nothing wrong with having a Gmail. Okay, my company that me and my wife own right here is called Frequency Canvas, right? Frequency Canvas LLC. So Yes, we have a frequencycanvas@gmail.com that we use for like random bills and file transferring sometimes. But don't get it twisted. We have a website, frequencycanvas.com, and we have business emails for that. If you want to email the business in general, you can email info@frequencycanvas.com. If you want to hit up the office, you can hit up office@frequencycanvas.com. We have an online booking form that clients uh, book jobs for the company and seeking out, us to provide services for them. So that's frequencycanvas.com/booking for that booking form. And then that booking form goes to an email, booking@frequencycanvas.com. As the CEO and president, if you want to email me directly, I have an email, Kyren@frequencycanvas.com. There's nothing wrong with having a frequencycanvas@gmail.com, but it it you take your business that much more serious and other people can see, like, hey, you take your business that serious. It just makes your brand and you as a business owner look better. Get company emails. They're affordable. Whoever you go through to get your website done, they should have. Most in 2024 and beyond, most people are offering all that. All right. Phase number 3, accounting and payment system. So make sure that you're keeping track of your incoming sales and your expenses. So a lot of people use QuickBooks. There's other kind of accounting things, but make sure that you're keeping track of that. Also, send out invoices. Most of the time, if you're an audio engineer or music producer, like, you have clients. So what we do is a specialty. So send out an invoice. It's better for your records. It's better for theirs. Phase number 4, client structure, company policies, and service agreements. You need to have that, right? You can go to frequencycanvas.com and check out all of ours if you want an example. We have a company rider that tells the client when they book with us everything, payment terms, every single kind of policy you can think, how rates work out, how revisions, turnaround times, legal things that are important. We have that. So you want to have company policies and service agreements. You want to have a term of service agreement for your website. You want to have a privacy policy for your website. You want to have refund and shipping policies for your website, just in case you're doing merch and things like that. Final phase number 5 is deliverable and systems for it. So what do I mean? Number 1, having a system for receiving files. Number 2, having a system for sending files. Having a system that archives files, right? So having a system and process for archiving files. In this business, file transferring is how we make our money. If you cannot receive files, if you cannot send files, and you can't archive the files to be able to recall later and save, right? You're not going to be very successful in this business, man. It's very important. Deliverables is the center asset of what we do. You need to make sure that your deliverables are there. I know that this was kind of long-winded, man. These tips are normally designed to be 5 minutes, but I just thought, man, just because you're taking money from somebody doesn't mean that you're building a real business. At the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're actually building and running a real business, man. Kyren Monteiro, Frequency Canvas. If you want services, check out frequencycanvas.com. Check out our educational platform, Canvas Academy, at canvasacademy.net. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Blessings to y'all. Go be great. Sound great. Yeah.